What up, what up, what up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a review of the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 10. So if you haven't seen Episode 10 of Season 9 of the Real Housewives of Potomac, turn this video off and go watch the episode, and then come back and watch this review. Please like this review, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's the simplest and free and easy way to support my channel. It takes less than 5 seconds to do. It's anonymous. The list goes on and on about how easy it is to support my channel by just liking and subscribing. I'm not a public speaker. I will tend to fumble my words and say and so and like 1,000 times. I may stop to regain my thoughts. I may slow my speaking down to regain my thoughts. Anything I say is my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. Also, comment below what you would grade this week's episode, what you thought of this week's episode. If I forget something or I'm off on something or I leave something out, let me know in the comments. And yeah, I like to grade the episodes before and after my reviews. I'm going to grade this week's episode. It was a lot of Ashley this episode. I'm gonna have to give this episode a C+. It wasn't a lot. A lot didn't go on. I mean, no. I'm gonna put it in between a B- and a C+. Because if I'm remembering right, we got a lot of stuff that we saw in the trailer for this season in this one episode. So, yeah, I'm going to put it in between a B- and a C+. But, of course, if you feel your difference of opinions are welcome in the comments. So, leave them in the comments and your grades. This goddamn net in here. But, yeah, I think I'm going to put it in between a B- and a C+. I might change my grade at the end of this review. We'll see as I get to talking about it. But, yeah, last chance. Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 10. If you haven't seen it, turn this video off so you don't get any spoilers. So this episode begins with Giselle having to sit down and talking with her daughters. First, she's like, getting the asking them about how they liking their jobs, they working girls, not working girls like that, but how they liking their jobs, and then talks about the twins excited to go to college. And I didn't even know that they were going to separate colleges. So that's crazy that the twins are about to split up. And, Grace is already in her first year. She already done did her first year of college. Goddamn net in here about to blow me. I wouldn't even be tripping if it didn't keep flying past the screen. But anyways, Grace already done did her 1 year. And now the twins are about to go off to college, to separate colleges. So that's going to be crazy that they're not going to have each other. So, this is when Giselle, we saw this in the preview. We saw this in the preview we saw this in the trailer for the rest of this season, that Giselle was going to be going through this will process situation. So, she's telling their daughters, I'm in the process of trying to get this will thrown out. Apparently, someone in their family or someone close to her father or someone in the vicinity of her father had this will drawn up that he supposedly couldn't have signed because he was he didn't have the capacity to sign it when it's saying that it was signed 2 days before he passed. So, in the will it's stating that her nor her kids get anything. So she said she's going to court and trying to fight that. And then she tells them, since your father's getting remarried, we did have a conversation that he set you guys up a trust that can't be broken and it supersedes me and him. No one can touch it but you all, and things like that. So she letting them know, because I don't want you guys to be going through the same situation that I'm going through right now with my father, your grandfather. So then we get this scene at Stacy's crash pad. This nigga's TJ's in there prancing around, making pizza. They drinking Huggies out of a wine glass. I'm just like, okay, could they not be two big-ass kids? So then TJ decides to bring up Wendy's birthday party and how stressful it was for him because Stacy just came with him and then disappeared and never checked back in with him. And Stacy, she's in her confession, all the husbands was there. I thought he would be okay hanging with the guys. Apparently not. Apparently he wants to be a diva and he wants to have your undivided attention. So Stacey decides to apologize, which I feel like she shouldn't have had to apologize. Because that nigga was rude to you. And he acting like you left him there or something. Like, it's crazy. It was just like too much. I just couldn't. And I was surprised that he brung it up again. Like, nigga, you did the worst at that damn party. And then you want to bring it up talking about it was stressful for you. She kept trying to clear the ice, what's the word? She kept trying to break the ice with you or clear the air or whatever, and you still was this attitude, like you had the attitude. So now I don't really fuck with TJ. I'm like, yeah, find somebody else. So TJ starts asking about Stacey's divorce, like, are you gonna have a financial advisor? I think that's what he asked. I can't remember. But you know, she's telling him that she has 3 more appointments of mediation with her ex-husband. And she says in her confessional that although she's telling TJ this, she doesn't share everything about the mediations with TJ because he's never been married. He wouldn't really understand. So then she tells TJ that the ladies really don't want her jumping into this relationship and like making it so serious. They don't want her jumping into this serious relationship, basically. No, I didn't say your name. S-I-R-I. I thought I said. My phone be tripping. But anyway, she tells TJ this, and dang, where did I just go at? So TJ's like, well, I'm not disagreeing with the ladies. He's like, but I just don't want sex to be the end all be all, because if we had sex, then that just would be, then I'd just be like everybody else or something like that. He says. So then Stacey's like, well, would you continue this journey with me if I saw other people? So TJ's like, well, I would still care about you, but I wouldn't close myself off to options as well. And Stacey's like, well, you don't even want to have sex with me. So, and he's just like, well, it's not all about sex. And Stacey's like, well, I just wanted you to give some type of, oh, I want you to only be for me. Like, I want you to, like, kind of show me that you only wanted to be with me. And I want you to be with me or whatever. So TJ's like, you know, I'm not saying I wouldn't feel a way if you did start dating other people, he says, but he wants her to be happy for herself and then see where he's coming from or something like that. And he's like, yeah, I would like you to choose me, but it's okay if you don't. So I'm like, so in that case, bitch, see other people. Because I don't even want you for him anymore. I was over his ass since Wendy's birthday party. Because at first I was rooting for them. I was like, okay, it ain't got to be all about sex, yada, yada, yada. But then the way he spoke to her at Wendy's birthday party, I was like, oh yeah, this nigga's for the birds. So I don't even really care anymore. Stacey, see other people. To me. I mean, in my opinion. So we get this scene, Wendy and her sister, they get to this restaurant and they taking shots before Wendy's about to break the news to her mom. And her sister's like, why would you bring me, basically? So her mom gets there, they sit her down. Wendy told the waitress, give her a drink with a lot of alcohol. So she grabs her mom's hand and she's like, Mom, I want to let you know that I recently just resigned from my professor job. She's like, you know, I want to focus more on raising the kids and my talk show. And of course, Miss Susan is not happy about it. She's like, are you crazy? But then, you know, at first she's like, are you crazy? That's crazy to me. But, you know, then she tells, you know, Wendy, she's like, you know, I wouldn't want you to be complacent, stuck in one place, feeling like this is all that's for you. She's like, you know, you got the credentials to do other things. And she's like, and God bless you. First of all, the mother's blessing the table before the food and drinks come. And Wendy's whispering to the waitress to get them some appetizers. And Wendy's mother's like, how rude. I thought that was funny. So then we get this scene with Giselle and Ashley are speed dating. I didn't really write anything for this because, I mean, it was just a amicable scene. I mean, they both ended up seeming to find somebody that they were into. That's all I pretty much put for that scene. We get this scene with Karen and Ray sitting in their backyard, and Karen talks about her accident and is giving her the time to reflect on how angry she was with Ray. And And she was like, I didn't think our marriage would last. I mean, would be able to sustain that. And I was just like, it's not looking like Ray is not supporting you. I was just lost. I mean, I need to see more of what you mean. Because you're saying he's not supporting you. I don't see it. So she says in her confessional that she felt a lack of support from Ray. But now he's doing much better and trying to support her as much as she supported him in the past. And then they showed a clip of how Karen, stuck by Ray when he was going through the whole tax debacle or whatever. And I was just like, I need to see more. I don't see it. But I mean, we don't see everything that goes on. So I'm just like, but me personally watching the show, I don't see no lack of support from Ray. But it could be there, but I don't see it. So then Ray's like, I've been trying to be more supportive. I've even been your personal taxi driver so you don't have to drive around. And Karen's like, and I'm grateful for that. And we done made it through. And I'm just like, I don't know if this was just a scene or what the case may be. So then we had this meeting with Kiana and Mia. Mia's like, she wants to meet with Kiana because Kiana's fiance is somewhat like a social worker and deals with mental health or whatever the case may be. But it's not Kiana. No offense to Kiana. I love Kiana. But it's just like, Kiana's not the one in that field. Her fiance is. So Mia's getting off the phone with Gordon, who seems like he's okay on the phone. But she's telling Kiana that he's in a bad mood. I mean, when he got off the phone, he seemed pretty lucid to me, but I don't know. Mia, I can't believe anything she says out her mouth. So Kiana then brings up, Mia, you posted on social media, when Gordon was getting along with the other baby daddy. And Mia's like, yeah, but like right minutes later, he went to the bathroom, he came back, he flipped the switch. And Kiana, much like what Jacqueline told Mia in a previous episode, Gordon may still feel like there's a chance that he can get his marriage back. That's the one thing I will say. Every time we see a scene with Gordon and Mia plays it like she's not leading him on in any type of way. But every time she brings it up or whatever, somebody always happens to tell her, well, he seems like he wants that marriage back. It's seeming like he thinks he still has hope, or there's still a chance to get back together. So Kiana says that, and then Mia's like, yeah, because this morning he was like, he suggested that we get back together, but just not be intimate, and asked if Ink was okay with that. And I'm just like, I don't know when Mia's lying or not. I'm sorry, like, I don't know. I don't know. So Kiana then asks if Ink is one of her baby fathers. And Mia's like, well, we're going to get the test. She's like, but then she says she doesn't think that Jeremiah is Ink's birth father. And I know she obviously worded it wrong, but I was just like, y'all didn't edit that? Like, make her re-say it? I was just like, she doesn't think Jeremiah is Ink's birth father. Because I had to go back. I was like, did she really say that? I guess she misspoke, but I was just like, that was a hell of a misspoke. And she's like, but Ink is stepping up like a father, as he should, and him and Jeremiah are a lot alike. I feel like Mia, in a way, wants Ink to be Jeremiah's father, so then she would have a reason for Ink to be around more than just a friend, because she claimed that the kids only think they friends, but they was asking a lot of shit at the end of this episode that would make it seem like they know that they not just more than friends. I mean, that they more than friends. Plus the whole Gordon saying that one of the kids came up to him and said, why was Ink sleeping with mommy? So, and then she says in her confession that Gordon still is not okay with taking a paternity test, which makes me assume that she's going to go behind his back and get it. And that's probably going to be another scene for her to have on her storyline. So, Kiana tells Mia, I don't feel like your current situation is appropriate. And I'm assuming, I guess this is maybe what Mia meant when she tells Gordon that Kiana said that she thinks it's ludicrous that they living together. But that they live in the same building, but we're going to get to that. So we get this scene with Ashley. She goes on an official date with the guy she chose from speed dating, Josh. I mean, it's a pretty amicable date. They just asking the normal questions. We find out that the guy, Josh, was diagnosed with thyroid cancer at 28, and he was recently in remission last year. And I guess this makes Ashley more attracted to him. Ashley talks about her kids, and, Josh seems to be okay with her having kids, and they have this awkward ass first kiss. I was just like, we didn't need this. Talking about whoever the winner is gets a smooch. I'm just like, so there's no winner. I was just like, what? Ashley's scenes are just so blah. So we get this final scene at Mia's place, and she's baking with the kids, and her son comes in there, and he's asking, why are you and Daddy living separately? And Mia, I thought Mia was going to kind of like, not sugarcoat it, but like put some brake pads on what she says, but she just straight out, well, Mommy and Daddy are getting a divorce. And I don't know, they kids are kind of old enough, but at the same time, they still babies. And then they talk like babies to be that big, which is weird to me, but I was like, damn, she's just going to flat out say, Mommy and Daddy are getting a divorce. And I was just like, damn. I was kind of taken aback. I thought she would have said something like, well, Mommy and Daddy we're trying to figure things out, something like that. But no, Mommy and Daddy are getting a divorce. So her son's like, well, you never just said that to me. I've never heard this before. And this is what I be saying. Like, Mia be acting like her kids know stuff, and they don't. So so her son's like, I've never heard about that before. So she's like, Mommy and Daddy don't always get along. And she's like, does that make you sad? And Jeremiah's like, yeah. He's like, but I have mixed feelings also. So then Gordon comes over, and Mia brings up the conversation she was just having with their son. She goes on to tell Jeremiah, no matter what, divorce or whatever the case may be, we still gonna be a family. And Jeremiah's like, well, that makes me sad because I want you guys to be together. And, Gordon's like, well, I would be upset if he wasn't upset because, he wants his family together. And Gordon basically says in this moment that he's basically settling with the fact that, but he uses the word resign, but he's like, he's settling with the fact that that the divorce is going to actually happen. Because Mia wants it to happen, so it's going to happen. So I thought this part was so funny, but so awkward. So the Gordon and Mia's daughter asked them, how did they meet? Like, she asked them, where did they meet? And they're like, and Gordon's like, Charlotte. And she's like, but where? And he's like, Southern Charlotte or something like that. And she's like, but like where? And then Gordon's like, a club. And then they flash back to when they had them couple games, and they asked Gordon and Mia where they met at, and they both put strip club. And I was just like, I feel like that's what she wanted them to say or something. Maybe she heard something and knew that they met at a strip club and wanted them to say it. I don't know. But she's also very young, so I don't know where she would have heard it from. Kids hear stuff. But I thought that was so awkward. She was like, where did you guys meet? She kept saying where, like she wanted them to say strip club. I thought that was crazy. So Jeremiah gets to singing, Mommy and Daddy sitting in a tree. And as he's singing that, the daughter, I forget the daughter's name, she's whispering in Gordon's ear. She's like, you think Mr. Ink and Mommy are going to get married? And Gordon's like, well, that's your mommy's choice. It's up to your mommy or something like that. Where am I? So Mia's like, what are you saying to him? And daughter's like, she tells Mia, like, you can't marry Mr. Ink. So the kids, and Mia's like, okay. So she sends the kids off to do something. And, they start talking about how it is telling the kids such sensitive information. And Gordon's like, well, how would they navigate their future and their future marriages or whatever if we don't teach them now? They'll repeat the same cycles. And then he brings up, this is you about to be on your second divorce, so how you think that looks for the kids? Gordon be throwing shade. So so Mia's like, but I also don't want them to settle and be in a relationship that they don't want to be in, or be upset and the rest of their life. Basically trying to say like what she going through, what she claims she going through with Gordon. So then Mia brings up, I met with Kiana, her fiance is in the mental health industry, whatever the case may be. And she did mention that we need to set some boundaries. And this is when the part when she says that Kiana said that them living in the same building was ludicrous. I don't remember her saying. I do remember Kiana saying that Mia's situation was inappropriate or something like that. It wasn't standard, But I don't remember her saying them living in the same building was ludicrous. So then Gordon's like, well, it works for me. Does it not work for you? And Mia's like, well, it somewhat works for me. I'm just like, so why'd you even bring it up? So then she brings up the fact that Ink says the same thing, that they need to set boundaries, and that he said that she's not emotionally invested in him because she's always worried about Gordon. And I'm just like, well, whose fault is that? I mean, I don't know. It's just like Gordon be looking like he's so tired of Mia ass. I know Gordon not innocent, but I just be like, man, poor Gordon sometimes. Because this nigga is going through, like, she be putting all his shit on Front Street. It's so annoying. And she's in her confessional talking about something. I need to get a divorce so I can move on with my life and heal. And that's that. And I'm just like, that man wants to heal too, basically. But every chance you get, you're using him as a storyline, so he got to relive it every time. But that's how the episode ends. Like I said, I would put it in between a B- and a C+, just because we saw a lot of what we saw in the trailer in this first mid-season episode. So I was surprised by that. I thought they was gonna stretch it out a little, but I mean, I wasn't mad at it. So yeah, I would put it in between a B- and a C+. What are we saying in the next episode? I can't even remember. Oh, the next episode is Karen's little love party that she's throwing, and Jacqueline's supposed to show up with them 8 balloons representing Karen's 8 citations. So we're going to see how that's going to play out. Why she even invite Jacqueline? Or maybe Jacqueline shows up unannounced. But we shall see. But those are my little thoughts or what have yous for this week's episode and what's to come. Let me know your thoughts and what have yous and what you would grade it and your difference of opinion, your regular opinions, all that in the comments. Leave in the comments, please. And like and subscribe to the channel. If you sat here for 23 minutes and watched this review, then you could take 5 seconds out your time, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's the best way to support my channel. It's anonymous. I won't know it's you. It's free. No money out your pocket. So if you want to support, liking and subscribing is the best way to do so. So like and subscribe. Comment below. Thanks for watching this review, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.